We're live.
And we are live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Xavier. This is our first social hour. We have Micah from Iration, a little Ryan Walker action, and Spencer Ludwig.
What's up?
That's the mandatory Google Hangout thing. Spencer, this is your first Google Hangout.
Good to be here. Thanks, Xavier.
Yeah, we kind of just do this. We like to show this to how people can connect and make fans and friends and connect with people over long distances. We like to use them for, with Iration, we do band meetings this way, marketing meetings, stuff like that, and it's kind of just parlayed into just an extra fan engagement tool that we really like.
I think it's great. I'm really excited about it, and maybe this way I can actually see Ryan and Micah a little more because I've missed them.
So yeah, the reason this all kind of came about was because 91X Fest recently in San Diego, Capital Cities was playing, Iration was playing. Walker is from San Diego and came and hang out with all the boys, and why don't we start from there? How was that day, and then where you guys have been since?
Well, that day was awesome. It's always awesome when we all end up together, because it feels like too much time goes by before we all get to hang out again. So it was great to see everybody and catch everyone's set and be inspired by Micah and Ryan, and yeah, it was awesome. I had a good time.
Yeah, I think that everybody's so busy now, and Ryan and Spencer are all over the world and flying everywhere and playing everywhere, and so when we get a chance to get together and hang out and just have fun, we playing earlier in the day and getting to kind of play your set and then relax. Radio shows generally, since there's such short sets, it's a lot more hanging out, so it's fun to have everybody around.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was kind of a last-minute deal to go down there, but it was fun. As soon I got there just in time to see some Capital Cities, so I ran out on stage the last song. Remember that, Spencer? I tried tackling you. I was gonna take you and throw you over my back and then jump in the crowd. I figured one of us would get hurt.
It's time for sure. You're always welcome to jump on, both of you. Capital Cities, take off your shirt, do that thing with that.
And likewise, you guys are always welcome to tackle, not me, but you can tackle anybody else on the stage.
Yeah, you got to get the vocals out.
I remember I just looked out in the crowd, and all of a sudden I just see the entire stadium or the arena there just twirling and jumping in the air.
It is it's so cool, dude. Seeing Capital Cities all over the world hit these festivals. That's the biggest highlight that I see is when that crowd, they take a piece of clothing and just throw it around. It's insane. It's just madhouse.
Nice.
Totally. It's definitely my favorite moment to see everyone lose it with us. It's just for 6 minutes, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing. I'm yeah, we're all taking our clothes off right now and
just reminding you what it's all about, right?
Yeah, totally. It's just all about having fun and just letting go, and why not? Who cares, man?
Yeah. And those are the experiences that everybody remembers when they go to a concert. It's those moments where everybody shares something that's between, even 12,000 people, like you're saying, in front of, 12,000 fans and Katy Perry's fans. You get everybody engaged at one time. It's a shared moment.
Yeah, it really is. I think that's why a lot of festivals and big shows and more concerts are happening more and more. I mean, don't you agree, Xavier?
It's just that shared experience. Everyone. I mean, when else do you get to see all these bands together? For one price.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a fan standpoint, for sure. I mean, we're all still fans, even when you're playing the festivals. You're still such a fan of all the other bands, and for us, it was you know, we listen to the radio just like everybody else. You know, I hear all of the, you know, capital cities. I hear Imagine Dragons and the other bands that we got to play with that day, and Phantogram and Foster People, all those great, you know, just all these bands that we're all fans of, and so it's a cool experience to be able to, you know, be a fan as well as to play.
Totally, yeah. Go ahead.
When Capital Cities was getting the entire crowd rocking, I just remember I was standing backstage and I look over and there's the girl from Phantogram. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
But she turns over, she's like, they aren't playing their instruments, they're just all rocking out.
Yeah, they just hit
no one noticed. Everyone was just like this.
On the other side, whenever we cross paths with Phantogram, it's always cool to like just sit back and watch badass musicians play really badass music, and they have a really cool aesthetic that's just like, yo, we're gonna do our sound, and we don't give a shit what you think about it, but we hope you like it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so cool. I love crossing paths with them because they bring a real seriousness and like a deepness to the festival vibe.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like that one dude was using like a MPC or something to like trigger all the loops. Like that was like, yeah, to see that live, you know, was really cool. It's been years since I've seen that. Mostly hip hop groups, you know, use that. So
Totally.
It's cool. That's another cool thing about doing, you know, these radio gigs and festivals, is seeing how the other bands put on their show, and, you know, how do they approach playing their music live and things of that nature. It's always really interesting to me.
it really is. Like even like all the festivals, like my favorite thing to do every day is whatever stage we're playing on is to go and just nerd out on all like the pedals that other bands are using, or how they loop their keyboards into amps. And you know, like Kendrick Lamar, his whole live setup is insane. You know, like the bass player has just crazy amount of pedals and just like stacks of bass amps behind him on a drum riser. I'm just like, they bring it on stage. You know,
see that the big guy that plays like the 5-string bass, and
yeah,
I've seen, he's amazing. He's an amazing bass player. That guy, he plays for a bunch of different hip hop artists, I think.
Yeah, I saw him fill in with Rihanna too before, so he's he gets around.
Yeah,
I think that's
maybe
one
we
thing
should
about the festivals that's great, is that you can you're going and learning, and you kind of like say, oh shit, you got to step up your game, or you see what kids are responding to, or just you stand there in awe and you're like with your jaw down and you're like, what, damn.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Spencer?
Well, I mean, just to touch on what Xavier said, we're all always learning from each other. I mean, Ryan reminds me to like rock out harder every time. And you know, just like it's cool. I'm learning a lot right now, opening for Katy Perry, and like I was sort of saying to you guys before, we kind of changed our set like a couple shows into the game to match like the level of showmanship that she was delivering, and like we added this whole costume change effect and whatever. So it's definitely cool to like see all these bands in the different ways that they play, festivals, whatever, and like bring that to your show. It's definitely a productive way to do it.
Dude, hey, Spencer, so going back to you guys doing the Katy Perry tour, what was up with your birthday? Did she fly in? Did she put you like sing the birthday song? What happened?
Dude, okay, the truth is, she does that every night.
Okay.
She does that every night, but I was just like feeling extra special in the pit as she flew over me in a balloon contraption, and I was like, this is for me tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Which it kind of was.
I was like,
but not. No, the truth is that she flies around on this incredible balloon contraption and celebrates everyone's birthday in that month, and kind of like makes the song about them. And yeah, she kind of just does this amazing thing, and and just circles the arena and waves to everybody.
Is that the birthday song that she?
Yeah, it's that awesome birthday song that like you just can't get out of your head forever. I mean, I've got Katy Perry songs ingrained right now. Like
I do too.
All day. It's crazy. But that birthday song is amazing. I've got hair in my mouth. And she has this awesome song called How We Do that I'm just like so into right. You'll hear it if you haven't heard it already.
Speaking of Katy Perry, I live in Santa Barbara, about like a mile away from DP High School. She went to school with a bunch of people that I know and that live here, and she's the hometown hero in Santa Barbara, you know. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I understand.
Yeah, she played the bowl once, like Santa Barbara Bowl, like once a couple years ago. She did 2 nights or something like that.
So does she live up there? Is she there in LA?
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if she lives here or not anymore, but she grew up here, you know.
So you don't have her address or anything? Because I'm just wondering.
I was kind of hoping I could.
Hey, Spencer, got to get that tour book for us.
Yeah.
When Google Hangouts get creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So Spencer, how was it, man? Like touring with Katy? How's her camp? How's everybody?
It's so cool, man. Like, you know, I'm really learning a lot. I really, really am, just about how to professionally run a show on that level. And it's really about just like being on top of your game at all times and making sure that you don't take the opportunity for granted at all, and just like you show up and you play better than you did the night before, and like it's a level of focus that like a lot of the times you can get to from like a festival. It just reminds you like you are delivering music to a giant amount of people, and that is like a huge responsibility that like you can connect with like very spiritually and surprise yourself with just like the music that you can make in that situation because of what it really means, you know?
Yeah.
And like I see Katy too, like digging every night within herself and like singing the same songs but better, you know? And it's cool. Because I try to do the same thing, and I mean the adrenaline that I feel after, like I pretty much generally feel pretty groggy before the performance, and then after the performance, like because I just pushed so hard, I like have a whole like a new wave of energy. It's just like rejuvenated. It's awesome.
I was gonna say, how many surreal moments do you have on stage? Like you probably have them every night where you're just looking out at the arena. I mean, you both do, I'm sure. Like Ryan too. I mean, I have them when we play certain places and certain crowds, and you're like, wow, this is surreal, you know, being out there in front of that many people. And whenever I start thinking about it, it gets kind of freaky, because usually when you're playing a show, my mind is kind of switched off, and I'm just kind of focused on what I'm doing, and not really thinking about like every note or thinking about what I'm singing. It's just more you just get into it and go.
Yeah,
but sometimes there's those moments where you kind of look around and you're going, holy shit, like,
well,
a lot of people.
That happens specifically to me every night when we stop playing our instruments and we do that remix.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, either we ask everyone to take all their clothes off, which is more of a festival trick, and in the Katy Perry situation, we ask everyone to like put up their cell phone flashlight, and we shut down the whole arena lights, like all the stage lights, everything is off, pitch black, and then we tell everyone to like hold up their phone light, and it lights up the entire arena, like to the point where it's just bright. It's fully bright, and that's the moment where all of us are just like, there's a remix playing, and it's about to go off, and I'm just staring at like 12,000 little dots, and it's just like, whoa, this is amazing every night. So I really look forward to that.
That's awesome. You take it in, take the moment to take that in, you know. It's important.
I agree. I agree. I think it's important to take those moments in.
Yeah, I mean,
As much
you
as
know,
you can.
Micah, like you're saying, for us, like playing in front of all those people and stuff, it's like, I mean, although Spencer and I worked really hard to get to the point we're at, I mean, you really are self-made, man. Like going back to when we were up in Santa Barbara, seeing you play like backyard party stuff to like where you guys are at right now, I'm blown away, man, and so proud of you guys. You know,
Thanks, man.
it's insane to see like the photos and follow you guys on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, it's amazing, dude. It gives me chills thinking about it. You guys
It's
are crushing
surreal. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's definitely surreal for us still to this day. Every time we play and every time we go out and do our shows. I mean, we're doing amphitheaters at the moment, and
so awesome.
And for us, that's just an incredible experience, and we're not on any level of the production that you guys are working on, but we're making our way, and we're kind of like the little engine that could, I guess, that started out. We didn't even know how to play instruments when we started playing, so.
Yeah, how long has Iration been around now?
We've been around, they were around before I was even in the band. It was a band before, it was a band in like 2003 or something.
Yeah.
And then I didn't join until after like 2005-ish, I think. And then, so we almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, we started from nothing and started from the bottom.
Yeah.
And now I'm on Google Hangouts.
Yeah, started from the bottom. Here.
Oh, we should get some sponsorship plug because of that, right? Walker, where have you guys been? Right, we got to hang the other night, but that was the first time I'd seen you in a couple months or so. Like you were over in Canada and then Hong Kong for some stuff.
Yeah, we went out to Hong Kong. We did we performed Battle Cry for the premiere of the Transformers 2. So that was fun. I mean, it was beautiful. People were so great. I mean, I was blown away by Hong Kong. I only looked it up online, and I was speechless when we got there. It was really cool, and yeah, it was amazing to play that. Battle Cry. We played about 6 songs, and it was for all the fans there in Hong Kong who wanted to come out for the premiere, and yeah, so we played that. There was actually when I was on stage and we were playing, they were letting off fireworks, and I totally forgot. They told me to stay away from this corner of the stage, and I walked right back there right when they lit this huge firework went off, and it literally just like missed me by like a foot.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was so hot, like literally, it would have. I would have
one of those pyro accidents that they had in the '80s, where someone would always get like Michael Jackson pyro burn or something,
Yeah.
Stay clear of that, man. We don't want you.
Yeah, exactly. I would have went up there with no hair and just.
Is that why your hair is shorter now?
Yeah.
Those are actually reconstructed eyebrows.
Yeah, they are. They got implants from the back of my head and put them.
Yeah.
Right here.
There's two little eyebrow size slits in the back.
But yeah, after Hong Kong, we went over to Europe, and we did Europe for a month, and then from there. Just kind of bounced around. We did Portugal. We were over in Germany and France. And yeah, I mean, those were fly dates, so it was a lot of moving. Every day we were flying into a new city. So, and it happened to be 2 of the cities we went to were actually in the World Cup finals, and they were playing that day at that time when we were hitting the stage at these festivals.
That's
and we were
awesome.
like, at that point, we're like, is anybody going to come out and watch us? Or it's like, do we put the game on the big screen behind us? You know what I mean? But actually, the crowds came out and totally had a good time and raged. I mean, it was insane, But we'd hear them cheering between a song. Like, we'd be playing Demons, it'd be really soft, and then we'd just hear, like, a crowd cheer because they scored. We're like, it's not that exciting part of the song, but, it wasn't for us. Yeah.
I have a question here, actually, that's relevant to what we're talking about. We have Amy Ratcliffe here. She says, what differences have you noticed between American festivals and the European festivals?
Gosh. Energy. European festivals, they go nuts. It's like, yeah, they're just so happy to be there, and I think it's such a special thing when a lot of U.S. bands go over there, just like when European bands come over here. So I think they're anticipating our arrival, and then when we hit the stage, it's just mayhem, and they know how to do music festivals right over there for sure. It seems I think we're still pretty new to it, but Yeah.
I have to agree with Ryan. The energy is always extremely next level, and I just feed off of it. It's easy to put on your best because they are putting on their best, and they came to have a good time, so they hope you did too.
Yeah.
They're not waiting. They're not waiting to be impressed. They're just gonna they're already stoked.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just listening to these guys because we haven't done any European festivals, so I can't. I'm just looking forward to when we do get the experience. Yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, man. You guys are gonna crush it. You know, we did when we did Glastonbury. Um, it was raining, and literally people were walking around in a foot of mud, and they were just covered in mud. And I think it was like the second day of the festival, and everybody was just like still going hard, covered in mud. And I think Platzman was the one, or Ben. They were like, "Hey, like, let's just have a mud fight backstage and just hit the stage, like just like one with the crowd, you know." So it just happened. Yeah, so like Dan tackled me into the mud. We slid like, and it was just on after that. We were just grabbing each other and throwing each other in. And our TM, she's telling us, you know, make sure, you know, our packs are off of us.
Yeah.
Our in-ears. And we go up and we have like chunks of dirt stuck in our ears trying to get our in-ears in right before we had to hit the stage. But it was fun. It was a good connection, you know, with the crowd.
You wouldn't have planned out what you're gonna wear as much if you knew that you're gonna do that before the set.
Yeah, exactly. I had my good boots on.
No.
But it was totally worth it.
I was gonna say likewise. You like knowing Ryan. I've known Ryan for a long time too, and just seeing where you know just seeing you at Velvet Jones a few years ago in Santa Barbara when Imagine Dragons came through, and just talking to you, and then I think it was like within 6 months, you know, you had joined up with them on stage, and you guys, your Instagram just turned into like a travel log of the entire world, where you're just like, oh, I'm in Europe, I'm in Asia, I'm in South America, here and there, and it's just like, dude.
Yeah.
I remember
amazing.
that. We were there, man. We were there at Van
We were there. I know that guy.
Yeah, that show was a really small show. It was crazy.
I thought what I remember being really interesting too is just like Dan was there with his wife and she's pregnant, and he's just like, I just hope, you know, I want to provide for my family, and I hope that we can do good, and I think worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, it's insane kind of where it's all at, and yeah, I mean, joining up with the guys, it's a blessing, especially like keeping stuff going on my Instagram. It's like almost hard not to, you know, brag about some of the things I see and share. It's like a fine line between uploading some things and not, you know, some of the beautiful things in the world, because it really is a blessing to be able to go around and see a lot of these countries, because a lot of people won't have that opportunity. So I know for a lot of my friends back at home I grew up with, and that I know, you know, if it's their financial struggles or whatever in life, that they're not going to have that opportunity. So, you know, I try to live it for all of us, you know.
Nice. I think it's more of a share than a brag.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, good.
Totally. I just feel like this whole thing is super weird, and
agreed. I totally agree.
We're all just dudes that love to play music, and you know, we got lucky enough to be in a place to share it with a lot of people at once, and you know, for all of our friends back home, it's, I think, a cool thing that we have social media and we're able to like share these little moments, and as long as it's going on, it's fun to be able to take everyone who like has been there from the start with us, you know, and then to meet people like you, both of you, who like come from a similar place, especially coming from LA. It's like I remember connecting with you, Ryan, and just being like, holy shit, we're from the same neighborhood, we're the same people.
And we met in Japan.
We met in Japan, and it was just like, you know, as soon as we like opened up to each other, we were like, hey man, who are you? Like, I've seen you around, like whatever. It was just so humbling and sweet to just, you know, realize that that's really where we come from. We come from the same place, and we're just out here like, because who knows how we got here, but we're here and we're just doing it, and it's fun to share it with people, because it's really just a weird thing. It's just a weird.
And it's amazing to have that attitude. I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but we know lots of bands that, like, for some reason, man, they got an ego and they think they deserve so much, they deserve to be there, and it's just like, it's a small industry, man. It's like, it's kind of interesting when people get that way. You know what I mean? It doesn't rub off that well, but to somebody like you who's so humble, and same with you, Micah, it's refreshing, and those are the people you want to surround yourself with when you're backstage and at home.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. As soon as I met you, I was like, this is a dude that I would totally be hanging out with all the time if I was just in LA. Which we are all in LA now, so we're all gonna hang out this week.
Yes, the Iration rehearsal Wednesday.
Yeah,
and then
everyone
and then
location.
And then birds.
Yes,
dude, that's my man, man.
So Xavier, like, speaking of traveling and Instagram and all that, are there like any new apps we should know about while we're out on tour, like doing anything?
There's that. Well, Katy Perry is actually using this one called Photo. I was showing you guys that the other day. It basically it takes like 5 photos and makes it into like a looping GIF.
Oh, cool, dude. I've been wanting to know what that was. I saw people using that.
Yeah.
It's only for iPhone. They need to get it from Android, man. They're killing me.
I just need to get an iPhone.
Yes, I know, right?
Well, I'll just be like, Ryan with Imagine Dragons, he really wants it on Android. He would use it, but...
Oh, here, I found one.
And then we have it for...
That's it, right? That's the one.
Yeah,
you can see it.
We have show the one from Micah and Iration and them with when they were at Michelle Wee's U.S. Open.
I don't have my phone on me. X, do you have it?
Yeah, let's see. But I don't know. There's just stuff like that. It's always just playing around. Whatever matters to you. Like, don't just use it just because because it's this new hip app. But whatever is easiest and makes the most sense for you.
I think Burner is a good one. The Burner app is a good one that we've been using because when you do a lot of interviews, you don't want your number going all over the place.
Yeah.
To like random people, most of the people are reputable, or if they're radio people or whatever. But you get journalists here and there that you just don't want everybody having your phone number, circulating around. And that's another one that's really helpful is Burner, where it basically feeds your phone a number, and you can pick the area code and whatnot, and then you can use that to be in communication with people that you might not want to have your number all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I did one yesterday with this YouTube star, Leroy Sanchez, and he's a young kid. He's got like 350,000 YouTube subscribers, but he did like a fan Q&A with it, and I think it's something like 1,800 texts came in. He was able to answer like 500 of them, and pretty crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who just got home?
That's my roommate's girlfriend just got home.
Welcome home, roommate's girlfriend.
Ryan and Spencer said welcome home, and X-Men.
Hey, Xavier, an app that I've always wanted, that I've always been looking for, something for like, if I could have just documented all my travels by like the world in like a 3D kind of like spot, like how airplanes do, from one location to the next, just a timeline of where I've been, with like a little date you could click on. Like, I always thought that'd be really cool, even for people who travel business and do things like that, to kind of look back, at the years and be like, oh wow, what I mean? It's eventually the whole world would just have lines all over it, from destinations.
Yeah, that's cool. I think they have that a timeline thing or something.
Yeah, you can use your Instagram timeline if you like mark where you posted the picture. It puts a little pin in the map, and then you can click over to that, and it'll show you all the pins that you've been. But it's like, it would be nice to have something simple.
There was one we used to use. It was called Memo Lane, and then it was like basically a long timeline, like from your beginning all the way to now, and it pulled in all your different social media feeds. So you can go back. It was interesting seeing like the YouTube videos from like 2007 from Iration to like now, and the changing like you could see the change in the pictures and the fan base and stuff like that. But they ended up, I think, just like a lot of startups just couldn't monetize or get enough people using it to make sense to scale, quote unquote.
Hey, so I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going to call right now to have a charger brought down to the lobby where I'm at because my computer's dying.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, we have. I'll go to some of the questions right now while that's going on. Smart Panda, he says that, yeah, Spencer, when you asked people to take off their shirts in Kansas City, I got slapped in the face repeatedly with a sweat and beer-soaked shirt. But it was worth it.
I'm glad to hear it. Well done. You got to go in hard with us and expect the unexpected, and just roll with it. And we do too. I mean, if you don't know already, I ate shit at Coachella when we were doing something similar. I just like fell on stage. So sometimes, when you're going hard, everyone look at Ryan talking on the phone.
No, I muted him. He's out.
Oh, you can mute. He's muting people now.
Anyways, yeah. I'm sorry about the face, but at the same time, I like that happened at a capital city show. That's awesome.
And she liked it too. Or he liked it too.
Thanks, Panda. Amy Ratcliffe said, well, being in the crowd at a European festival is terrifying. Just in general.
I don't think so.
Not exactly a ringing endorsement, but...
How about this? Well, because I want you guys to go to Brazil, too, because I want to go.
I think Micah, you can unmute Ryan now.
Oh, forget that guy.
Thanks.
Oh. Are you back?
He's muted again.
Okay, I got myself. There we go.
Okay, there you go. What about South America? We touched on Europe, but I mean, Micah, we're trying to grow you guys in Brazil right now. There's, Lucas Bazeri saying there are huge fans here waiting to see you play down here. Any plans soon?
Well, plans are 2015, but not soon. I wouldn't say like we're gonna be going out before the end of this year, but yeah, 2015 is a plan. So keep your eyes out, Brazil. We're coming in hot like the World Cup.
Whoa! I love it. Yeah, you got to get down there for that Lollapalooza.
I love Brazil, man. I was out there with Ryan. Remember Ryan when I ran into you in Brazil?
Yeah, so good.
You guys see each other in Japan and Brazil, but then you're in LA and you don't even. We're on Google Hangouts.
We're in LA and we're on Google Chat.
Yeah.
I'm coming over.
I know.
Yeah, but we're getting ready to do it next year, so look forward to it. I'd love to do Lollapalooza in South America.
Yeah, dude.
When we were working with Lincoln and from Cage Elephant, he was right when we were in the studio. He was just about to head down there to do that. So, and he said it was awesome. So
those guys are so good, man.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah, it's insane to watch their live show.
They just put on such we met. That's another thing. We met them at Lollapalooza in 2011 in Chicago, and then we watched their set, and they were playing in it, and I think he was doing the part on "Shake Me Down" where he's like, "Even on a cloudy day," and then it started to just torrential downpour.
Wow.
And then they sent one of their guitars with like a 100-foot cable out into the crowd, and just passed it out into the crowd, and then Matt did he walked like all the way out into the crowd. You know how he does? He walks on everybody's hands and stuff. It was a pretty amazing performance. Yeah.
That's insane.
Which I find that pretty crazy that he's like considering he could still do that. I mean, as far as like, injuring fans and stuff, like look at Fishbone, like they had a lawsuit like for stage diving and just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's really a fine line. It's with the promoter, the venue, and then what you can get away with,
it'd be pretty hard pressed to say that if you went into a crowd at Lollapalooza that size, that someone's going to be able to like pick out the moment where you stepped on their head or something and like hurt them. It's like you're in the moment. It could have been any number of reasons why somebody in the crowd gets hurt.
Yeah. We have some limits. We have drumsticks fly around our stage, and we've had a couple of issues with some drumsticks heading into the crowd. But
really,
yeah, other than that, we backed off now. Now they come backwards towards me when Dan throws them. So literally, like I lost sight of one time and just covered like my head like this, and the rest of the band just like we're playing. They stopped and just looked back at me like, "What are you doing? Why are you dunking like that?" And the stick wasn't even close to me. All I saw was Dan's hand just go up, and then I went like this, stopped playing keyboards.
You and Dan do this crazy thing where you like pass the drumstick and catch it.
Yeah. Platzman, when he's on drums, he does a thing during Hear Me, and he'll flip it up, and literally it'll go up like 25, 30 feet up, and then it's always about like if I could catch it one-handed or not, But I've had some.
I've seen you catch it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Don't do that with a machete.
Yeah, exactly. And then Wayne, he throws the tambo at me. And then sometimes Wayne, if I hit a bad note, he takes it out on me and he'll be on the drums. Wayne will go over to the toms, and suddenly I just start seeing drumsticks flying at me really fast, like this, really hard. I think he's going for my man parts.
If you could dodge a drumstick, you could dodge a ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Adam used to finish our set by throwing his bass across the stage, to the tour manager.
Yeah.
And one night in San Francisco, he threw it and just didn't throw it right. He didn't have a good throw. And it basically, Colin saw that it was not getting all the way over to the side of the stage, and he ran out and caught it, but as he caught it, it hit me in the head.
Oh, no.
And I basically left the rest of the night with like a kind of, I was dazed for the rest of the night. I had probably had a concussion of some sort, but it was jazz bass hits you from like 30 feet away in the head.
Yeah, that's heavy.
I had no idea what happened. Because it was the last show of our tour. One of the opening bands ran out on stage, and they were like silly stringing us as like their final prank. So I'm getting silly strung, and then all of a sudden a bass hit me in the head. So I was really confused. And then the next thing I know, Colin's like ushering me off the stage while the crowd's like cheering, and I'm like,
yeah,
like what just happened?
Yeah.
And with the bass, I was like, oh, okay.
So you're getting hit by basses. Spencer's falling off the stage. I could tell. We all got our issues, I guess, sometimes. Can't be perfect.
I got a question because we were talking about Life is Beautiful Festival the other day, Walker.
Yeah.
From Sam and Parado, he said, will Spencer ever play with Dreamers again? How often do you guys, get to jam? Does technology help you guys jam virtually? Or, it's kind of hard for you guys to be in the same room and just say, hey, let's just play music and not think about it, or what?
I think bouncing files back and forth, Spencer's really good at just like cutting tracks in his, hotel room. If you could imagine a trumpet being blown at 1 in the morning in a hotel room.
I have no mercy. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like bouncing files like that, and Spencer finding time out of his busy schedule to get together. So we did that Dreamer show, but with our schedules, we're so crazy right now. Spencer's got his own side project DJing, and dude, seeing you like on the Palms billboard, that was insane. So it's like whenever we find time, but I think Spencer and I are definitely going to get up on some more Dreamers material here in the future, and when both our schedules settle down. Hopefully, if Spencer's down.
Absolutely. The answer to that question is yes.
Right.
We just don't know when because, we're so busy. But, always open to, the best opportunity, and recording from hotel rooms if that's how we got to do it. And yeah, I mean, Dreamers is basically, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just about like getting good people together to make good music and having a good time. So
yeah, artist collaboration for sure.
yeah, this is a collaboration. So Micah, let's all get in. Let's do a track.
Well, why don't we, and likewise, why don't you guys get on the next Iration record? We're going to get in the studio in the end of this year, so.
Sweet.
Dude, that would be amazing.
Have you had it before on Iration? I checked out I love, the recording sounds so good, dude. I love it.
Man. Thank you. We do everything, we try to do everything as organic as possible, and we haven't had horns, actually. We haven't had live horns, and it's something that we've definitely, talked about it. We want it to be the right song and be the right scenario, but I'm sure there will be something that we could. I mean, I might just make a song, write a song just specifically to get your trumpet on it. So
let's jam at rehearsal on Wednesday.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
I like that.
Nice. We can all jam on Wednesday.
I like this question because it's awesome. Nicosaurus25 wants to be the sign language interpreter next time you guys are in Texas, Walker.
Oh, nice.
I just remember those guys are awesome. I've been at Coachella when they're doing all the ASL during like Jay-Z's and like different people's sets. That's something to aspire to,
How do you do it fast enough to translate it like Jay-Z?
There's this woman. She has this whole. She's got a whole company and troupe of people. She's like the rock star of it. Like if you look up like sign language interpreters at concerts, like you'll see like people at Kendrick Lamar and like just everywhere.
So she's basically the Kendrick Lamar of sign language.
No, like she'll be like when they're performing, they're at the front of the stage where they put people who are hearing impaired up front, so they could feel the bass more, and then they're just standing there like signing for them. Like all the lyrics. So imagine like Dr. Dre or The Strokes or whoever, and there's a sign language interpreter there.
That's awesome.
I've seen some just rock out so hard. Like, was it Yesayer that we saw? I don't know if you were there, X. Is that what you guys are talking about?
Lollapalooza. Yeah, Lollapalooza.
Yeah. And that lady was so animated. I mean, it was just amazing to watch her. It was amazing aspect to the show for sure.
Yeah, so everyone should check that out and appreciate what they do. How about a little... Let's see, I saw one is talking about new music, what's going on now. Oh, here's a random one. Wow. The three of you guys start a band. What does that sound like? Salvador the Llama. That's his question. If the three of you started a band, what does that sound like? Because since we were just randomly talking about that.
I hope it sounds something something completely different. It wouldn't sound like any of the bands that we're in currently.
Yeah.
I think that would be more interesting.
It sounds like Dreamers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreamers, yeah.
You never know, man. We just gotta get together.
I think that's the case with music, is you just never know until you actually play and start making it, and then it decides for itself.
Everybody, like we all play multiple instruments, and Spencer has an amazing voice. Not a lot of people have the gift of hearing, quite yet, but yeah, I think that might be something in the future. Is getting Spencer on some vocals and just kind of seeing where it goes.
Cool.
Hey, I'm excited. I'm working on some stuff now, and hopefully I can get it right so that I can share it. Maybe it's this new band here: Micah, Ryan Walker, Spencer Ludwig, and band.
There we go. There we go.
I'll do the online geekery. Here's always a fun question, like from Martha Perry. I always like to research into favorite music of my favorite bands and musicians. Who are some of your favorite artists? You could recommend any, and maybe something you're into right now at the moment.
Jungle.
Jungle?
Yes, you showed me, X. Amazing. Yeah.
Dean from Revolution and Michael Harlan showed me that. They will both fight viciously to tell me who showed them first.
What is it?
Jungle. It's just like UK, like, I don't know if they're like a collective or what, and they are just like almost like an LCD sound system meets Jamiroquai. Like, I don't know, it's fun. I've actually been seeing billboards all over Hollywood right now for them recently.
I think that we all have such varied influences, and naming all of our influences would be probably taking hours to do, but at the moment I'm really liking X-Man sent me over the Hosier recommendation. I found that to be very, very good. That
guy's voice and his guitar and just like, damn, I'm pathetic. I'm not playing guitar anymore. It just makes me like.
Take Me to Church. Take Me to Church is a pretty incredible song. I was just listening to the other day, just heard it again, and kind of had a moment where I was listening to it and was like, wow, it's quality stuff here. So yeah, that's for me right now is good.
What about you, Spencer?
I think we might have lost him.
Okay. Spencer got frozen.
Walker, go.
Frozen. Yeah, he looks real good. I gotta check
that's a good
my Spotify. Oh, you know what? Actually, what I've been into is Micah, you're muted, buddy. Porter Robinson. I mean, I'm not really getting into electronic music that much. I'm kind of steering away from that. But yeah, Porter Robinson, a lot of his newer stuff's really, really good. So I'm enjoying that.
I'm back.
You know what I like about Porter Robinson? Because he's more like, it's not like that grinding, like heavy dubstep sound. It's more like house and trance and a little drum and bass and like vocal like harmonies with female singers and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, I love that stuff. Yeah. So the new EP has really cool stuff in it. But is Spencer, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here, and I love Porter Robinson a lot. And I also recently started a Spotify playlist that I add to weekly, and it's called #SpencerLudPick, P-I-C-K.
Rad. I'm gonna go to that.
Yeah,
and I basically just promote like the newest, coolest single from the newest, coolest artist that I've like found along the way. Yeah, so like today, I mean, sometimes I'm a little late in the game, but I still think it's worth putting up. Like for instance, today I added this track called "Dangerous" by Big Data featuring Joywave, which a lot of people.
That song.
Yeah, I mean it's out there, you know. But the thing is like I love Joywave, and I met them at South by Southwest, where I just met a ton of awesome new artists at South by Southwest this year, and yeah, I've been really inspired to like share the singles of like these new bands that I found. So like for instance that song, and last week I added this song "Youth" by Ben Kahn off his EP called 1992, and it's got an awesome beat. And I'm finding a lot of inspiration from these like more reference artists that are like just now releasing stuff. So yeah, check out that playlist.
I found it. I'll upload it into the Google Hangout right now in the comments.
Cool.
I just followed you.
Nice. Okay.
Well, I just followed you too.
I'll get y'all back too.
Actually,
yeah.
I think I'm under the Iration one, so.
You know, Micah, you're playing Sunset Strip Music Festival, and Big Data is playing the same day you guys are, I think.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know more than the single, to be honest, but I really like that single. I think it's I like the sound of the sound of the bass on that.
When is
really grimy bass tone that they have there. It's in September.
September 21st, I think. 21st.
Rad, I gotta make that, man. That's amazing.
We're on the same day as Empire of the Sun as well, and Mayor Hawthorne, I think. So,
Brad.
Should be pretty fun.
So, I'm gonna be in New York, but maybe we can Google Hangout.
We'll Google Hangout you in to the show.
If you guys are here at the end of August, we're doing downtown here the Made in America Jay-Z's festival.
Do you know the date?
I want to say it's like the
August 30th. I'll be there. We're playing.
August 30th?
Wait, you're doing the second day.
Is that the second day? Is that Saturday?
Yeah, maybe. Let me see here.
I'm gonna have it right now.
First official 3-day real legit thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, yeah, so we're both doing that thing.
Nice, because we finish tour on August 25th. So
perfect. Come on down, man.
Yeah, we'll be back by then.
You're the next contestant on Made in America tour.
Come on down.
It's funny because there's a bunch of shows on. I think that we're playing in San Diego August 7th and 8th, and I think the Arctic Monkeys are playing in LA, and my girlfriend wants to go to the Arctic Monkeys show, skip our show. I'm just like, she's like, can you get tickets to the Arctic Monkeys? I'm like, yeah, actually, it's on the same night as our show. She's like, yeah, so I want to go to the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah. She's like, I've seen you enough.
Yeah, I know.
I felt the same way about Beyonce, except I wanted to go and I had a show.
I'm sure that show is pretty incredible, though.
I'm sure it is.
Have you seen Beyonce yet?
No, I'm a big fan though.
Oh man, she just came through with it. Didn't they just come through?
Yeah, they've been making their rounds.
It's funny. It kind of reminded me of a thing when I was out at South by. What was it? Lady Gaga came into our dressing room to like congratulate us and say hello. And as soon as she walked in, she came over to me, and I was on my way out already. And she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "I'm Ryan." I was like, "I gotta get going. Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna go hang out with Snoop Dogg. He wants to meet me right now. I'm sorry. No disrespect." Our manager, his mouth just dropped. He's like, "You just walked past Lady Gaga and told her you gotta go hang out with Snoop. You're out." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I am not gonna, miss hanging out with the Godfather.
Yeah.
I gotta go."
I feel for Lady Gaga because I wanted to hang out with you too, and you were like, "Dude, I gotta go hang out with Snoop."
It was like the best night though. It was totally worth it.
No, it was cool. I was really stoked for you.
Yeah.
Was this past year?
Yeah.
Oh, because we were there for a couple of days. I don't know what days you guys were there, but we were there for 2 nights, I think.
Yeah, we came in for a night. I think we both did. What was the event we did, Spencer?
iTunes. It was the iTunes.
iTunes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It was a really good one. That was an awesome night. Really cool stage. Is that still online? Is that performance still available?
I don't know. I haven't even seen it. I've never even looked up a performance.
You know where I see it as a cool. You were talking about apps earlier. There's this company called Quello, Quello, and they're like the Netflix of live concerts and documentaries and shit like that. It's like $5 a month, and you get access to all these rare and unreleased concerts that they release new releases every Tuesday or so.
That's amazing.
I was watching behind the scenes with Paul Simon's album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road with Elton John. I was watching Tina Turner in Brazil, in Charles Bradley at just all kinds of stuff like that.
That's cool. That's a cool app.
Yeah.
I gotta plug 2 apps actually, since we're plugging apps. But
plug away.
Well, there's this app that my friend Elmo Lovano is coming out with called Jam Card. I don't know if you guys have heard about this yet, but it's essentially for musicians to connect with musicians in a cool way that's got its own person-to-person connection, sort of. It's kind of like a mix between Facebook and LinkedIn for musicians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that could be really interesting when you need, fill positions or.
What's it called again?
Jam Card. JAM. 2 M's. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It might even be out already. But yeah, check it out. I'm interested in seeing like if the music community actually gets on board with this because it could be a really good way for musicians to like be working together. And then there's another app that's completely different. That's a food app called Burger Raider, which I'm like a huge promoter.
I saw you know that.
And listen, like if you're on the road and you need a burger, this app is there for you.
Dude, I could definitely throw down some ratings on Burger Raider.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like for dudes like us who are like starving and on the road, Burger Raider is a necessary tool.
It's always a common theme is musicians are always trying to find the best food like everywhere you go. You know, every musician knows that.
That's true. And most of the time, like you just need something quick that's gonna fill you up and it's gonna be good. And sometimes I don't know. It's amazing to me once I got the app how regularly I'm in search for a good burger. Anyways, but
it's something.
That's called Burger Raider. Check it out. And you can rate burgers. Obviously, you can also like find burgers like the highest rated.
This is amazing, by the way.
Uh-oh.
You left to get a burger.
He didn't get frozen on as good a...
I think he's like so jazzed on getting a burger that he actually froze himself to go run and get one.
He's on Burger Raider right now as we speak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's, dude, like you're saying, like, it's so important. Like, I mean, I just use the old-fashioned Yelp, but it's, like, so crucial when I'm on the road, because I could be in the middle of a city or country I've never been to before, and I use Yelp, and it's the, you know, people's choice, man, you know?
It's genius. It really is. Big ups to the guy who invented Yelp. Mad respect.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a little question for you, Micah, from Joseph Diamond. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. It says, because I like the Cars, and he says, hey, Iration reminds me of the Cars. You guys ever get that? I would say, I'm just thinking, like, the last couple of years, the way, you know, Kason and his keys and the production you guys have been doing, I can definitely see that.
You know, I've never heard that before. That's a huge compliment. I love the Cars. They're awesome. It's funny because there's a period in time a few years back where when Catlin was still in the band, he really, really wanted us to cover Let the Good Times Roll by the Cars, and he was like pushing for it for a long time, and we were just like, I don't know if we could really pull that off, but thank you. I like it. That's a very, very nice compliment.
Here, why don't we do this last question here, because I know that you guys we said an hour or so, and we have lives supposedly. How do you guys decide covers? Because, I mean, Walker, sometimes I see the stuff that you guys are covering out there, and how is that decided? I mean, for Micah, for you guys, a lot of times it's rock and roll, or like, you know, classics that you guys cover. It just kind of strays away from the traditional, like, reggae songs that, you know, some of the fans are really looking for. But I don't know, I feel like it's just a time to let you guys' music shine and like hear like what makes you guys tick, and you guys always play really good songs too, you know.
Yeah, I think for us, when we decide what covers that we want to do, what's up? He's back. When we decided,
how was the burger?
Yeah, he had to get his burger rate on. Yeah, no, I was saying, whenever we decide what covers that we're gonna do, it just comes down to, I think it's kind of like usually it's just something that I'll hear on the radio, or I'll hear a song or hear something, a song will come on in some scenario, and I'll be like, that sounds like a great song to do. You know, we've done like Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol. We've done Say It Ain't So by Weezer. We're currently doing Tom Petty we did a kind of a meritage of Tom Petty songs recently, and then yeah, we've done all kinds of stuff. We do
Arctic Monkeys, you guys did too.
Yeah, we did Arctic Monkeys on the acoustic thing. yeah, it's just stuff that we like and we want to play, and then we play it.
I remember Walker was saying they were covering Tom Sawyer, and I was like, he like had to like really focus on that one.
Oh man, yeah, that synth part. That's it's like if you butcher that, dude, I'd walk off the stage like and just fly myself home. I'd retire.
You'd have Rush fans waiting for you in the.
Oh my gosh! It's especially when we played it when we were up in Canada touring. It's like, you know, where Rush is from. It's like, do not butcher this thing. We're in a stadium right now. Like, oh my gosh! So that was the only part where it's like, and there's video of me like wiping my hands on my pants right before it, like doing this right behind my keyboard, just trying to get the sweat off to do it. But you know, they're awesome. You know, I think that's why Dan decided to do that song. It's a tribute to them because, you know, trying to push us as musicians because they write such good stuff. You know what I mean? And it's a challenging song for all of them on the drums, for Platts or Wayne on the guitar. So even for Dan on the vocals, you know. So it's fun to like push yourself and play songs that you grew up. You know, Imagine Dragons, before I joined with them, touring with them. You know, they're in Vegas playing covers, you know, playing 4-hour sets, you know, at small little, you know, divey casinos, and you know, and that's how you get tight as a band. And that's what I suggest if people are out there, you know, wanting to start a band or even just start playing music and get a group together, is to start playing covers. You know, that's how you become the tightest, and that's how you learn the fundamentals of a structure of a song.
Yeah, we were a cover band when we started as well, you know, so
yeah.
I think that's a good point.
I started in a cover band.
Yeah. Go ahead, Spencer.
I was just saying I started in a cover band too. I played like sometimes 3 nights a week, 2 nights a week at this Martini Lounge in Beverly Hills called Nick's Martini Lounge. And I played there for like 2 years covering James Brown, Al Green, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, like every night. And then, you know, that band would then get wedding gigs. So we did weddings. We did like 4 or 5 weddings a month for seriously like 2 years. And then also the Martini Lounge, and that's where like I learned honestly everything about performing, and like being funky was like that band, you know.
Oh, that sounds awesome. It sounds like an awesome show to watch. Like all the music that you mentioned.
Such a fun gig, dude. It was so fun, and like the best part is that you know, it was composed of all my friends from high school. So we would just like get together and have a blast at this Martini Lounge, and people would fill this little tiny room up, and basically, you know, obviously the guitar, the drums, everyone had to be on the floor, but sometimes there wasn't enough room for me to be on the floor. So that's where I learned to like kind of dance and do what I do, because I oftentimes had to literally stand on people's tables or on top of the bar. And my whole thing about that is like, if I'm going to be that visible, you've got to be, and play the trumpet, like you've got to be doing something cool. Yeah. You've got to be doing cool.
Dude, you got some of the best moves, Spencer. You got some of the best moves, dude, on stage.
Yeah,
like, you got soul, bro.
I just move my body like to the music, and I let it, you know, flow. So yeah, that's cover bands, man. That's where it's at. And I'm really proud of my friend, the drummer, who was in that band for a long time, Chris Hartz, who's now like, he bounces back and forth between tours for Childish Gambino and Passion Pit, because they say they share the same tour manager, so he's able to like do both gigs, which is keeping him busy now.
That's a lot of talent in Nick's Martini Lounge, sounds like.
Dude,
yeah, totally.
The best. Like there were 3 keyboard players that sort of like alternated. One of them was my friend Alex Pueschel, who's the guitarist, keyboardist, and background vocalist for Spoon now. And my other friend, this other keyboard player, he has his own group called Harriet, which is really dope. They're from LA. You should check them out. And the other keyboard player is the keyboard player from Poolside, and that's another like one of my favorite bands out there. Nice. Yeah, it was just like a composition of like just the dopest people. I miss it. I miss it sometimes. I go to Nick's Martini Lounge still just to like hang out and say hey to the staff because it was such a good time.
That's like same with that's like us and Velvet Jones. You know, it's like where we cut our teeth in Santa Barbara. So you just kind of all have those little bars that will stay with you forever.
Oh, cool.
When I was young, I started playing covers with my buddy Evan Hanyak back in Vista, and we would play. A lot of kids, if they're watching right now, won't know who Minor Threat is, or Circle Jerks, or Suicidal Tendencies, are those kind of bands that the punk rock bands we listened to in Southern California growing up. But is very aggressive punk rock music, and that's what I started with. Then moved into Nirvana and stuff like that. So it's pretty hilarious. Because now where I'm at now, I'm on the synth.
That's how you cut your chops, though, right? Learning how to play guitar to those bands, because it's really technical, even for what it doesn't. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of aggression, but it's actually very technical.
Yeah, singing very like political lyrics when I was 12 and 13 that I had no clue what I was singing about.
They're like, you don't even pay taxes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, cool. Let's. I guess we'll wrap this up. We've been doing it for an hour now, but one of the questions is, can you guys do this more often? We've been talking, like, if you guys ever have people you want to invite or just hang out with, or other bands that are out on the road and you haven't seen them for a while and you want to connect it on Google Hangouts and talk with fans and take questions, or just, Spencer, we were talking about maybe doing this more often if possible. And
I'm down. I'm definitely down. I would love to.
Yeah, it's great to connect with the fans this way for all of us, share thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. I think that let's keep it going.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you know what? We should all hang out on Wednesday at your rehearsal, Iration rehearsal.
At an undisclosed location.
Exactly.
I think I already said where it is, but...
Oh, no, that was before.
Okay.
I didn't have to play it.
Okay, good.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, But yeah, we'll
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield. Okay, well, any parting words for everyone out there? Spencer, go.
Me?
Yeah, parting words. Words of wisdom.
Download Burgerator.
Walker, someone wanted to know what your sweatshirt says.
Oh, it's Mammoth Mountain, my favorite ski resort and getaway during the winter and the summer, actually. It's really nice up there. So, yeah, got that up there. It's actually the building I live in is really cold. They pump the AC, so, yeah, always sporting sweatshirts, even in the summer downtown here. But, yeah, words of wisdom. I don't know. Get outside. Yeah, kids, get out there.
Yeah, you got to get out.
Get off
and I promised to all three of you that I'll use a little app called the phone app that you can make phone calls and send texts. I promise to use that important app more often now that I'm home.
Phone app does not work.
That's the app that we should all be using.
Yeah, more often for sure.
Micah?
Download Burgerator. That's the best thing I've heard. That's the best thing I've heard all day. I'm gonna do that. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna actually download it right in like the next 10 minutes.
Cool. Awesome.
I just want to say thanks to these guys. It was cool hanging out and meeting Spencer virtually, but I'm sure we'll see each other soon enough.
Yeah, man. This is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and
so Wednesday, Ryan, of course. Yeah, Wednesday. You're totally invited.
Hey, real quick, Xavier, is there a way we could answer some of these other questions off when we're out of here, or do we save it for maybe our next round?
I don't know how these save on here. They're on the side. How about this? If your question wasn't answered, put them in the Google Hangout in the actual event page, and we'll come back and answer them. Just put them there, and we'll come back and answer them.
Or X-Man, what about I don't know, opening up a thread or something where if they wanted to answer more questions, they could answer them like typing them in like AMA or something like that, or is
No,
that
yeah,
too loud?
yeah. In the Google Plus event, like I see questions coming in there, like from Ben. He's asked, yeah, just if you type them in there, there are some questions in there right now, and I'll email you guys the link too.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, gentlemen. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now, and we can talk real quick. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
Live long and prosper.
He did it.